In this video, I'm going to be talking about the cost of living for a family of 3 in Germany in 2024. Stay tuned. Hi, my name is Evelyn. I share about living, working, schooling as an immigrant or as an expat here in Germany. And today I'm going to be sharing, by popular demand, the cost of living for a family of 3 living here in Germany in 2024. So I live here with my husband and my son here in Berlin, Germany, the capital state of Germany. And today I'm going to be sharing from experience for the past 6 years living here, what is obtainable or what you could consider as the cost of living for a family of 3. Cost of living is a sensitive topic as it is on a case-by-case basis. And so a family of 3 can expect to spend between 2,800 and 3,000 per month. This is excluding rent. This also depends on the city that you live in. For example, the south of Germany like Munich and Stuttgart is more expensive. Leipzig and Dresden are some of the most affordable places in Germany. Also, Berlin is still more affordable compared to other European capitals. So without further ado, I'm talking about the basic expenses that you expect from a family of 3. And I'll be using Berlin as a benchmark because I feel that Berlin is like in the middle. You could get some places that are a bit cheaper and you could also get some places that are more expensive. The first we'll be talking about is rent. This is because rent is usually used to label how expensive or how cheap a place is. For like a place in Berlin, you could be looking at maybe a room and parlor, which is considered as 2 rooms for average of 85 square meters. For a family of 3, and you could be looking between 1,500 and 1,800. Over the couple of years, rent has gradually and steadily risen in Berlin, and most people are kind of moving out of the center and moving to the outskirts because more farther away from the center that you live, the less expensive the rent that you get to pay. The next big expenses that you would be looking at would be groceries. And averagely for a family of 3, you could be looking between 1,000 and 1,200 euros. This mostly depends on if you mostly cook at home or you do half and half. Maybe you eat out half the time and you eat in half the time, or you mostly eat outside and you do not really cook at home. So it could be less and it could be more depending on what I just stated. Another key expenses will be transportation, and there are 3 major types of transportations that you could consider here in Germany. The first would be riding your own bicycle. Even if you cannot afford to get your own bicycle, you could rent for 60 euros a month from Deutsche Bahn and some other bicycle renting companies. Another means of transportation would be going through the public transport, and the good thing about this is that one ticket covers for every type of transportation, including the S-Bahn, the U-Bahn, the bus and the tram. So if you mostly work outside, you could opt to go for the monthly ticket, which is around 60 euros to 75 euros, or you could choose to buy your ticket on a daily basis on the times that you decide to go out. The third common type of transportation would be owning your own personal car. For instance, maybe you've been driving from a former country, or you are able to convert your driver's license from your previous country, or you had to go through the rigorous process of getting your driver's license here in Germany. You could decide to own your car or maybe even rent a car to move around. So whichever means of transportation you choose to go with has to be factored into your cost of living. And so the following expenses are like household expenses that you're required to pay. The first very important one would be the TV fee. That's a very complex German name that I would not bother you to hear, and it is very important. It does not matter if you have a television in your house or not, you definitely have to pay that, and that goes for around 18 euros per month. You could choose to pay quarterly, bi-yearly or yearly depending on whichever plan that you choose, and the bill will definitely arrive at your mailbox and you have to pay whether you have a TV or not. The next one will be electricity, and this is depending on your energy consumption and the size of your apartment. So for a family of 3, you could look forward to paying between 170 to maybe 400 euros, like I said, depending on your energy consumption and the size of your apartment. Another one would be internet connection for your mobile phone. and this is depending on your internet plan and your internet provider. So you could pay between 7 to 15 euros depending on your consumption of internet per month. And then the next one is internet connection. You are required to have an internet connection in your household because by law you should not be using your phone's mobile data to connect to your television or other household equipment that requires internet connection. So depending on the provider, you could be looking at between 30 to 50 euros per month. Which brings me to the next point. In Germany, we love insurance. We insure everything as much as possible, and so for an household you need household insurance. Who would have thought? So for household insurance, you could be looking between 20 to 30 euros monthly, and this insurance covers for movable personal belongings like furniture, jewelries and stuff like that. The next two expenses, which are the last, could vary from household to household. The first one will be clothing. This is actually quite important because due to the weather changes, you are required to you have to dress to fit the weather. During summer you dress light, and then during winter you have to layer up. And so from time to time, maybe you need to change your jacket or your shoes or clothes like that, maybe your hat or gloves, neck shawls and stuff like that. So those are things that you might have to buy depending on the household and depending on the type of brands that you go for. So I don't have a figure for that because it depends on the type of brand that you buy. You could go for high street brands like Primark and the likes, or you could go for more expensive brands which would definitely last you longer but then are more pricier. And then the last one would be entertainment. Expenses for entertainment, which include maybe gym subscription, Netflix, maybe sport apps if you are a football fan like my husband, Google and Apple subscription, and maybe personal application subscription that you have preference to. So that brings us to the end of this video, and I hope that you'll be able to get a glimpse to what maybe to the cost of living for a family of 3 living here in Germany in 2024. So if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section. You can always shoot me an email. My email will be in the description below. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you on my next one. Bye bye. Compared to other European capitals. Europeans, say Europeans.
You said Europeans capital. Supposed to be European capital.
This is because rent is labeled